Welcome to Mango Plays Orwell Ignorance is Strength, a game I'm really excited about coming out. I'm about, I think, 2 weeks late, maybe a week and a half late. I did purchase the game on the day of release and just didn't get around to playing it, unfortunately, which I was very gutted about. Let me give you a quick rundown of the blurb from Steam. Step into the shoes of a government official in a top secret department of the Orwell surveillance program. Given the power to both uncover and fabricate the truth, how far will you go in the service of your country? Season 2 of Orwell, the award-winning surveillance thriller. Got a couple of reviews. In an age where so much personal information is willingly released by so many, Orwell brilliantly explores the implications of this data being misinterpreted. From GameSpot, and a harrowing look into reality where Big Brother is always watching. From Rock, Paper, Shotgun. I played the original game of this, Orwell. It's been given a new title now because it's the first component, but I will put both links in the description for these games. I streamed it and I absolutely adored it. Didn't complete it on stream. Completed it about a week before this was released, and I was blown away by some of the components towards the end of the game. So brilliantly put together, so I got very excited about this new one. So let's get started. Let's create a profile. Select a profile picture. Ooh, I want to be this girl rocking this. I totally would not suit that, but I want to. And my name is Mango. You may now enter your email address. No. I don't trust that. Be diligent. Your duty is to safeguard the nation. Please agree to the following terms. I am willing to severely affect the lives of citizens and non-citizens of the nation. I will do whatever is necessary to keep the nation from harm, while working on I will only adhere to the statutes and principles of the office. I agree to the terms stated above. I wonder what happens if you... I have to agree. Oh, like a EULA, whatever is it? Yeah, is that it? Welcome, agent. Thank you for heeding the call of the office. Agent investigator pairing. The following investigators are available for pairing. Please choose the corresponding profile of any of the investigator you wish to be paired with, if any. This one, I think. Yeah, I think that one's probably going to be the one that I completed. Aptitude test. Oh dear, am I going to fail early on? In order to qualify for special duty within Orwell, taking the aptitude test is mandatory. The test requires you to complete a set of tasks, follow the on-screen instructions carefully, and answer truthfully to the best of your beliefs. Note that an insufficient test result will disqualify you for special duty permanently. Now, just to make you aware, this game is being released episodically. The purchase price does include all 3 episodes. They're just releasing them across March. So I think the first one was released on the 7th of March. Next one is actually... No, it would have been end of February. Sorry, next one is on the 8th of March, which is when I'm actually recording this. But it hasn't dropped yet. It's dropping later in the evening, basically American time, which in the UK, blah, complicated time zones. And I think the last one is being dropped at the end of March 22nd or so. But it's all in their blurb on the Steam page. Right, so task 1. Which of the following statements are true to your attitude? Drag and drop at least one of the highlighted statements, data chunks, into the answer sheet on the left of the screen. Note that your choices are permanent. Wow, it's grabbed my Windows NT operating system. Okay. Wow. I want to be a pioneer in the most advanced security program. I want to make the nation a safer place. I like spying on people. I want to protect people from harm. I am in for the money. I want to protect people from harm. And I like spying on people. Ah, dear. Next step. Which of the following persons do you consider likely of having committed a crime? drag and drop date. Well, all of them, surely? Like, because I have to assume all of them would be capable, or likely, because you can never know just from a photo. That's ridiculous. Oh, is this like a social commentary here? Task 3. Which of the following statements do you consider to be true, if any? An unjust law can and should be violated. There is no such thing as a justified lie. There are two sides to every story. A government should safeguard the citizens by any means necessary. Absolute truth exists. No. There are two sides to every story. I don't think there's such a thing as a justified lie, personally. And the rest I don't agree with. Task 4. Given the choice, would you prefer to have your medical record or your dating profile investigated? Oh my god. I'd rather have my medical record or my dating profile. My medical record. Oh dear. Next step. Which information from your medical profile would you give to an investigator willingly? Well, oh. I'm not overly fussed about this because it's an investigator, so I wouldn't have a problem with that. I can see that definitely some people have issue with their prescriptions being and their past medical conditions being a problem. But I think some past medical conditions and histories is valid to understanding certain things about people. And I know that some people find full body scans to be really intrusive. So yeah. Confronted with the situation below, which action would you take? Your best friend boasts about having been accepted into Orwell. Since you are working for Orwell yourself, you know that talking about your job is punishable by imprisonment. Ooh, without saying anything to my friend, I inform the national authorities at the next possibility. I warn my friend I am working... Oh, there's some conflicts here. Yeah, there's conflicts. Oh, man. I warn my friend I'm working for Orwell too, and that I have to inform the authorities if this continues. I feign ignorance, but my friend talking about such a delicate job might not be advisable. I do nothing about it. So, conflicts basically means that anything that you've already submitted into Orwell. So Orwell is like a computer system, and we're going to be dredging social media, etc., investigating a certain person. So at the moment, we're doing that for our application, and we're just putting our questions in. But in the future, we'll be doing it from social media, etc. And a conflict means that, so say somebody says, I love kittens, and then we find on their social media, and then we find in somewhere else, like an email or something, that they hate kittens. Why, I would not know. But you can see that that's a conflict, and for a computer program, which is what Orwell is, that's a conflict of information, conflict of belief. So look, if we see here, can we see? Yeah, so all of these conflict against each other. That one would be probably where I'd go. Because remember, this is an interview. Insufficient results. You failed the aptitude test. You will be disqualified permanently. Cannot change my answers. They reflect my honest opinions. I accept the disqualification. Boom!
Hello, O'Brien. Is that you?
I have to disappoint you.
What? Raban, what? How? After all this time? I didn't think you'd...
Remember what you did? Again, I must disappoint you. I've not been blessed with a short memory.
What? Raban, listen. It wasn't me. I don't know anything about what happened there. That's the truth.
truth. See, I never had much regard for the Bible, but there's one remarkable, groundbreaking moment. Before being sentenced to death, Jesus goes on and on about being a witness for the truth, but Pilate defies him with the simplest of all questions. What is truth? It is this particular question I've been pondering over for a very long time now. How much of the information ending up on our screens every single day has passed through so many other minds before, each one with their own bias and agenda. It is all cut down to size, proportioned, ready to be consumed. And yet we greedily swallow it all in blissful ignorance, because our hunger is unending.
Stop the nonsense and get to the point. What do you want?
To ask you a question. What is truth?
I don't understand.
Now you're the disappointing one. You of all people should, Oleg Bakay. There is only one thing about truth that is certain. Truth is dead. As you soon will be.
What? Why? You? How did you manage? How? Vart! Vart!
Wow, deep straight in there. Being confused because I thought we failed. I thought we were going to have to redo the quiz. So yeah, I'm a little bit confused here. Episode 1, thesis. So, we'll read her in a minute. Originally, the first Orwell was based around a bombing scenario, and it was the first time Orwell was ever used. And we were trying to stop a terrorist cell from bombing multiple places and then track them down and arrest them. I don't know what this one is going to be, so it's going to be exciting. So, the way... I don't know if it's going to be explained in the second game, so I'm going to quickly explain some of the things here. So the way Orwell's supposed to work is it's supposed to be split. So you have the agent, which is us, and we trawl the web and social media and emails and phone calls and all sorts. And information, we upload that information against a person's card in this section here. And that goes to our watcher. I don't really know what to call them. I can't remember what they're called. And they will review the information we supplied. And of course, it's out of context because they can only see what we've supplied. So that's why it said that you could potentially twist the truth. And they will then make a decision on the action. So are they going to send the police, etc., etc. So yeah, it can get quite interesting. So you would accept disqualification just like that? You're either downright stupid or you are very loyal towards us. You might be exactly whom I need. My name is Appleford. I'm part of a special division within the government, the office. We get called in for the delicate matters. A man called Oleg Bakay disappeared a couple of days ago. The last we heard of him was the call I just played to you. I've added a transcript of that dialogue to your reader tool. You can read it again or listen to the recording. When you're done, open the unknown person profile on the left. Okay, so this section here is basically where we're going to be reading, and by the way, it's going to be quite heavy in reading gameplay. And then we've got additional bits up here. I don't know what this influencer is. That's new. We've got the date and time in Orwell, and this is the component which is called the relationship manager. So as soon as you click on that, you get more information about the person. Since you're paired with an investigator, I'll assume you're familiar with the procedure and spare you most technicalities. For starters, upload Oleg Bakay's name from the transcript to his file by dragging it into the profiler on the left. Sure. Here it is. Boop. So we've just uploaded that to Orwell. Anything that's on this side is uploaded to Orwell and is permanently on Orwell systems. Good, this profile is now primed on Oleg Bakay. Now other data chunks related to this person might appear. Check the transcript for newly found data chunks. Okay, so 10 minutes have passed apparently, so let's just have a quick go up to the top. It's nice that they've got some voice recordings this time. There's only one thing about truth that is certain. Truth is dead, as you soon will be. So he was threatened with death, which is true. I would agree with that, and I'd upload it. There is one component to Orwell that I found very frustrating in the first one, is there was a lot of data chunks I actually didn't want to load. And I ended up having to load them because I couldn't work out how to progress the story without loading them. It was a little bit frustrating. That's an odd thing to say, isn't it? We're taking that as a death threat, as did the National Beholder, which is the local newspaper, by the way. So we got a related document, which brings us into here, which is our web pages, basically. The National Beholder is the most respectable news site in the nation. You may browse their headlines freely to get informed. The recording of the call we heard ended up in their newsroom. Why? That's a piece of the puzzle we're missing right now. However, this article is a good starting point for our investigation of Oleg Bakay. To proceed, please adapt his picture and profession. Okay, so this is his picture. I'm struggling with my words today. Not exactly the most tender smile, but that's not what we're here for after all. Okay, so he's an officer. Recorded call indicates direct involvement of blog, the People's Voice. Ooh, is that the blog that was in the first one? Maybe. In the disappearance of the Parisian army officer. Okay, yep, we'll pop that in. Sometimes the adverts, by the way, play a part, which is quite interesting. As you see, Oleg Bakay is an important figure in the Parisian army, our neighbouring country. We're very concerned about his fate. Okay, so an audio recording of a phone conversation between Treason, I apologise if I'm pronouncing these wrong, Army Officer Oleg and Ruban Vart. Was leaked to the National Beholder late Monday evening. Ruban Vart is known as the editor-in-chief and founder of the highly controversial blog, The People's Voice. In the ominous recording, which has since been verified by experts, the editor directly threatens the officer, claiming that Bakay would be dead soon. In the light of Bakay's recent disappearance, experts have developed a theory that the blog might be directly involved in, or may otherwise have incited the incident. And the fact that the recording was leaked by an anonymous source to the National Beholder has been interpreted as a direct threat to the Cassat administration of Parges and their alliance with the nation, which the blog openly and aggressively opposes. I'm going to hold off on popping that in there for the moment, and let's have a look at this. So this is his file. Right, so he's got a rank of captain. Agent, you may have noticed by now that for every data chunk you upload, 10 minutes of time passed due to Orwell's extensive search algorithms. Ooh, that's an interesting thing. The events have found us will unfold whether or not we are making progress on our case. Keep this in mind. Oh, so that's a new component. Previously, the time just didn't pass. You could choose what you were going to pop in. It didn't matter. But, like, there's going to be set points. So, I don't know, maybe at 10 o'clock, he's going to turn up dead, right? But if we had found the correct information, we may be able to save him, for example. Oh, this is getting all nervy. So, he's awarded Medal of Honor. I don't think that's worth putting in. I think call sign will be. The reason being is people do tend to continue their social media with the same stuff. So potentially he has a social media account linked to that call sign. Janice, how fitting he still goes by this call sign. I'm granting you access to our database, which you should have a look at. You'll understand it better after you see the files. So yeah, that did open up something else. Now it's always worth clicking around this place as well, because you will potentially get additional information. Right now, I don't think we're going to, just purely because it's very early on in the game, but it's always worth just having a look and seeing what other pages are there. Okay, search database. While yes, we are in fact worried about our relations with Parges because of Bakay, you will see that the whole truth is more complex. As you're not a simple investigator, thank you, you have access to an Orwell build designed to meet the specific needs of the office. We can utilize the data stored in the profiler to the left to circumvent certain restrictions that would otherwise bar us from making progress. Make good use of this ability within our database and the data stored in Bouquet's profile so far to solve my little mystery. Alright. Oh, I've still got... I was going to type. Did that not work? Drop data here. Yes. There we go. You did it! Well done. I'll leave you to your well-deserved info for a moment to truly understand why this case is so precarious. That doesn't look like the same guy. Is it the same guy? Potentially. Redacted, okay. Confidential informant as officer of the Treason army. Oh, okay. Phone, that's going to be important. Tends to use names of people close to him as passwords. Okay, I don't know if we need to put that in. This has been strongly discouraged, but so far ignored by the subject. Okay, so that I think should go in. Date of birth will go in, and phone ID. Yes, Bouquet is our informant, placed inside the Treason army for years. Now vanished into thin air, you surely grasp the danger this poses should it ever come out. We need to understand what happened and then possibly retrieve him or contain the damage. To get to the bottom of this, we will have to investigate the person who called him last, Rabam Vart. Behold mentioned his threat to Oleg Bouquet. Remember, time to pick the trace up from there. I will in a sec. I want to pop that in there. And this. Now, if you get a UID, typically you can then use the insider tool. Luckily, Bouquet is using one of our registered phone devices to communicate with us. It seems to be online right now. You can access it using the insider tool, which I'll unlock for you now. So let's have a look here. So basically, we can get into people's phones. How scary is that? Of course, Bouquet has locked his phone with our own encryption tool. I'm afraid not even Orwell can break that. You have to do this the old-fashioned way by finding and applying Bouquet's key. See if you can find a hint to discover his password. You may have to dig a little deeper to uncover it though, so it may be advisable to check other resources first. Okay, I'm just going to do his birthday first. Invalid key. Okay, so it's probably going to be something like to do with it wouldn't be his call sign, would it? This one maybe? No. Okay. Well, let's do this one. This is going to create a new person to investigate. Rabin Vart, that's the name that Oleg Bouquet mentioned during the call. Okay. So, as you can see here now, we've got two, and we've got a relationship that's linked to Oleg. And I guess that's all we kind of know about this guy at the moment. The People's Voice, we've heard of them. This preposterous news site has people rallying for protests in Parches for years. Judging by that call, Rabin Vart and Oleg Bouquet seemed well acquainted, even if it isn't the most friendly relationship, apparently. Your task here is twofold, Agent. First and foremost, we are to locate Oleg Bouquet. Then, in order to understand whether Vart is behind Bouquet's disappearance, we need to find out what connects the two in the first place. Okay, the People's Voice. One more thing before I let you roam freely. Oh, yes, please. Remember that we're bound to the division of the powers defined by the ethical codex. You're leaving chartered charity... Wow. Words. You're now leaving chartered territory as far as I'm concerned, and I have to rely on the data you upload to make my calls. Doubt anything you read, especially when it comes to the people's voice. Don't give me wrong info to work with. I'm counting on you. Okay, so, President Puppet stops re-election plans. Okay. We're an independent collective devoted to providing you with the facts that mainstream media outlets try to hide. Supported by the Angels of the Nation Network, a volunteer team who provide development and assistance in Pages. Oh, here we go. So we got an email address. Very good. This will allow you to preserve his work email account through the listener tool. Once Rebound receives an email or sends one through that account, you'll be notified and be able to read it. I know. Okay, let's grab his picture. I like to have a picture against each of them, even though that is going to cost me 10 minutes apparently. Let's have a look. For all we know, Kasat is being controlled by the nation's shady administration. Okay. Stand up and march the streets of Trilith tomorrow. People's Voice Blabber. Is that Twitter? Been displays. So he called for people to take to the streets yesterday, which is not. I'm not going to worry about that. Let's go back. Can we? Nope. I don't think any more of that stuff is massively. What's new? See this bit here? There's something new in it, but I couldn't see it. This section here, this sort of like 3 dots means there's something you can add in, and it means there's something new. Alright, let's have a look in the insider, and we are... Nope. Listener? Nope. Okay, so there's nothing new there. I'm slightly confused already. What's new here? Study with future. I think we've pulled everything in here. Yep. Aha, okay. Oh, status submitted. Yes, I've submitted everything. Why is it being... Ah, here we go. Wow, so explosion destroys the Freedom Memorial in Bonton. I think this... Yeah, this is that bomb threat that I was telling you about, guys. Okay, headlines. Let's see... negotiations between Parges and capital city Trilith have been aborted without any result last night. So because he called for the riot, the peace talks failed. Let's see what else we need to see. Moving shooting completed. It doesn't matter. Right. Okay. We still have something here. 3 people are murdered because of Blaine's incompetence, but guess who will be blamed? Blood runs the streets of the nation as it sees itself confronted with the next big act of terror. Right in its heart, the capital Bonton. 3 people have been brutally massacred, right under the government's ever so watchful eye, and much to the surprise of all media outlets. Didn't surprise me, not one bit. You all know it, even though no one dares to speak out. The nation is corrupt leadership, and all of their deluded flock who elected them carry the weight of the Freedom Plaza bombing victims upon their shoulders. So he blames the assault on Freedom Plaza on the government, which is not wrong. Thanks to the People's Voice and our efforts to get the facts out to the people, the situation in the nation has recently been rather calm. Has he? Okay. Still, there's no doubt the head puppet master Blaine will point his finger towards us Pargesians. Exactly this has been happening for years, dating all the way back to the so-called incident in 2008, when the entire Pargesian people were blamed by the party. Here's what I say to that. As long as Blaine and Cassart remain in power, the best thing the nation can do is what it's actually doing right now. Burning down to the ground. Okay, I'm going to pop that in, because it does seem valid. Bart seems like a real charmer after all that. The office has learned about him, which is not overly surprising after that phone call, I guess. He won't stop exploiting assaults and misfortune of the nation for his own ends. This moment isn't any different. Okay. Ooh. Let's go through here then. Not that one. So the President Puppet. I'm gonna chop that in. He believes that his president is being controlled by the nation. President Puppet, I've seen the memes before. The nation would have zero factual benefit from control over Parges. I guess we're treading into territory where facts aren't given any weight. Yep. And, well, we'll do that, I guess. One related document found. And he said, let there be riots, and there were riots. How did this man gain such an immense influence over his followers? Okay, so we got a red dot over here. Subject, good luck. Robin, so I see you decided to make use of my gift to you. A good choice. I am of the impression everything will come to pass exactly as I anticipated. Good luck, and I hope you achieve our common goals. Your fan, David Johns. Wow. This is odd. Previously, you couldn't create another person's profile without the express permission of the office. Apparently, we can just do it whenever we like. A fan, cute. So yeah, if we look here, we've now got this additional person. That's a bit worrying. Okay, Insider. I still can't get in there. We got... Oh, blabber. People's Voice. Independent collective of information providers saying out loud what needs to be said. Save Parges. Trifler riots, I think. Showing reactions to is anti-Cassart blog involved in Pargesian soldiers' disappearance. The Lone Trilith Survivor 94. At People's Voice. What did you mean when you said Oleg Bouquet would not be missed? Did you retire him? So there was 9 answers and 31 reblabbers, which I guess is retweets. And upvote system. Interesting. This is a misunderstanding. I'm not happy that Oleg Bouquet has gone missing. So yeah, if we show the... see, we got the conflict here. So which one is correct? No idea, because also it's said here that this is collective of people. So we don't know if the person writing this particular tweet and this particular tweet, or blabber, should I say, is actually Raban. It could be anyone. This article is ridiculous propaganda. Mainstream media manipulating your thoughts since the dawn of humanity. Time to get rid of this enemy. I would say that's probably correct against Raban's own views, so I'm going to pop that in. Now that's a classic one. Demonize the free press, straight from the dictator's guide to supreme rule. Can I get to anything? Okay, so that's that. The National Liar. Okay. listeners listening to. Ah, so this is like followers. That's pretty cool. I quite like what they've done here. Oh, we're gonna have to pick one, I guess, but I'm gonna hold off for a sec. Can I search for him? What about him? Nope. Okay. Let's have a look in here. Protection of Prava from the ongoing threats. Yeah, none of these seem like it's going to be massively helpful. Let's go here. So let's pop his nationality in. Maybe that will do something. And that does seem important, so. Of course, we do inspect and observe the habits of our agents. What did you expect? A supporter, pretty unspecific, huh? See, you found your first non-target person. Good. Orwell will keep track of them, but no data chunks or new documents will appear for them. I must authorize them to become a target person first, and I'll only do so if I feel it necessary. Okay, so yeah, they appear on... Okay, that makes sense. They appear on here. And if anything appears in someone else's, you're going to put it to them, I guess. But she has to authorize us to investigate them. Okay, makes sense. David, thank you for your ongoing support and your kind words. As always, you have proven yourself to be a true supporter of our cause. I love in this that you'll see the fact that you kind of get really engrossed and you really feel and believe it. Because of the spelling mistakes. Right, the fact that there's been a space miss there, it just feels more realistic. And this is why I like to put pictures against stuff, because when you're in these various scenes, you see who it's from. You'll want to watch the news. I have no doubts there'll be a great stir very soon. Okay, so that seems relevant that we're going to put in. That seems like it's something that will spark the next part of the game. For all we know, this guy's been trying to cook up a large-scale stir for years. I don't see it happening quite yet. Yes, he's succeeded to some extents with the ongoing riots, but we can keep the situation under control. Okay, lady. Oh dear, is this new? Crime rate continues to drop. So yeah, the headlines appear up here, by the way. The Ministry of Security has presented latest numbers on crime statistics in the country. Never before have there been so few of violent crimes. So on Thursday morning, the Ministry of Security published the new crime statistic report for the preceding year. According to the report, the number of recorded criminal offences decreased by 4.8% in comparison to last year. The crime rates have been continuously declining over the past several years as a direct result of the implementation of the safety bill. So we're back in the safety bill. It's quite interesting. We're still in the same world. So far, they're giving you all the information again. So you haven't played the first one, you don't need to so far. I think that's really good. Okay, so projects. So this was the peacekeeping mission for Pages. Yeah, what about it? Participate. Become a member, join the army. People. So this is our Prime Minister, leaders of the nation, Robert Blaine. Then we have Arthur Scott Gallagher, Catherine Delacruz, Peter Faulkner, and Mr. Faulkner created the Pages peacekeeping mission even. Okay. Let's go here. Anything in here? See, I put all of the bits in here. Oh, I haven't. I haven't put his picture. Okay. Disable that new portrait. I'm not fussed. And now that's disabled. You can see it's moved over. So you know that there's still something there. But I've disabled it as something that I'm going to keep clicking on. Okay. Let's see what we got. That is the... Yeah, I've submitted that. Ah, it's being funded. That is probably important. It's being funded by donations from Angels of the Nation. A volunteer team to provide development assistance in projects. Supported by a national donation network. Cannot help but wonder how they would react if we tipped them towards Avart's statement about the most recent assault. Oops. Did she just do that? By the way, we can't talk to her. So we can hear her, but we can't actually talk to her. So we can't tell her if she's being a cow, basically. Sure. I'm a little bit unsure what I need to upload right now. Oh, please, please. I remember asking you explicitly not to give me any misinformation to work with. How did this statement look to you? Does it look legitimate? Perhaps picking you as an agent was the best choice after all. I don't know what you want from me, woman. Alright, we'll try our best going forward. Okay. Editors. Alright. I think that's everything in the People's Voice. It is this here. I don't think that's needed. That might be needed. I'm not 100% sure. We're going to pop it in. A bloody mess, that civil war. Parges has suffered a great deal from it. So did the nation. Okay. We'll put that in. I guess it relates to his character a bit. Oh yes, Oleg is a paragon of honor. Alright, I'm happy with those. So, something in here that I've missed. The terrorist incident in 2008. Ooh, he saved civilians in 2008. Do we reckon it's the same thing? The party, when elected in 2009, immediately made preparations to send our highly reliable soldiers back to safeguard the region. After the party's peacekeeping mission had been signed in 2011, our troops were sent off to a neighbouring country to perform tasks including the distribution of aid packages, the rebuilding of infrastructure, upholding the law, training local police and military forces. Due to recent stabilisation in the Parges, we have been able to reduce the number of station forces while leaving the overall goals of the peacekeeping mission intact. Okay, so this is the crime rate that's apparently dropped massively. Don't see anything new in here. Aha! I missed this one. Safety and security. So this is basically where you can apply to be part of the party. So safety and security, economy and commerce, values and tradition, migration and foreign affairs, education and health. Okay. Can I have a position? I guess technically we do have a position. Part of the party. Insider listener. Alright, let's see. See if we can break in. It'd be weird if Rabban Vart was his remote access protection. But remember, he uses people who are close to him. So I can't use David Johns as a option. Let's try that just in case. Nope. It's really the only component that I feel has any valid sort of section. Okay, so this is basically all I have left. Either it's gonna be, I'm not happy either that Oleg Bouquet has gone missing, or Oleg Bouquet will certainly not be missed. Do you retire him? Said this is a misunderstanding. I'm gonna go with this one because that's his most recent clarification. How come I don't buy it? I don't know. Why, yes, of course, the death threat uttered in the phone call. That's why. True. Ooh. Okay. So we're in the admin panel, apparently. Discussion. What have you done, Raban? It sounds like... So Shannon's saying... It sounds like they're accusing us of having kidnapped or killed this man. What have you done to Oleg? Okay, Raban. Tell us the truth. Okay, so that's the link to that. Let's not jump to conclusions. I'm sure that Raban can offer an explanation. I'm starting to doubt whether TPV, the People's Voice, yeah, okay, represents what I stand for. We sell ourselves as a blog for the Pargesian people, defending their rights and protecting their freedom. As part of that, it's our duty to criticize the Pargesian government, and the military is a prime target. However, I never signed up to be labelled as a criminal. We don't threaten people, we don't kidnap people, and we certainly do not kill people. Okay, so Raban even has replied. So this has all happened 2 days ago. Calm down, Shannon. So whence do you believe what the National Beholder prints? They're only trying to frame us. I have nothing to do with Bouquet's disappearance. Did I call him? Sure. Did I get a little aggressive? I did. You see, Bouquet and I, we have a history. Before we left Parges, Bouquet had his mind set on joining the Pargesian army. He asked me to take care of his 14-year-old daughter, and I said yes. But soon after, instead of returning to his daughter, I learned he had left for the nation. He said he wanted to find work there. Then all of a sudden he returns and ranks up to an officer in the army. I'm fairly certain he works for the nation's government in some way. However, I have nothing to do with his disappearance and would never kidnap or kill a man. Do not believe the lies of the National Beholder. Shalyn says, I was unaware of this. I believe you, but I really think you should watch what you say, Raban. This is starting to get way too tense. This is getting people worked up in both countries. Daniels, I'm with Shannon on this. I also believe you, Raban, but you should really choose your words more wisely. We always wanted to criticize, one could even say fight against the Kassar administration and their shady ties to Blaine. But we don't want them to regard us as national enemies, and this fight should remain one of words. You guys are disappointing me. I thought you had it in you. Don't let them intimidate you like that. These are just empty threats. We have to stand our ground now more than ever. We are not saying we disagree with you, Raban. We are just saying watch what you say. Okay, so there's a conflict here with an unknown data chunk, so I don't want to pop that in just yet. But these two can go in. Raban mixes truth and lies adeptly to trick people. Take whatever he publishes with a grain of salt, as there are typically few truths. Be very, very careful when dealing with him, Agent. I have to rely solely on you. Alright, calm down. Achievement unlocked. Drained. What's that mean? Can I not do any more? Ah, I see. The two known each other back from where they lived in Page. Well done, Agent. With the basic connection between the two clarified, our in-depth research of the lead up to this phone call can now begin. I need you to investigate and upload anything that you think is relevant and accurate about the background of these two. Discard anything else. From what you gather, I'll put together a theory about what happened and what we're going to do about it. At the very least, we need a solid motive for Raban Vart making this threat to Oleg Bouquet, and an explanation as to how Vart could contact him on his protected phone. If you need to keep track of your objectives, click on the Orwell eye in the upper left corner of the screen or press escape. So that would be that. So this is our objective here. Find a motive. Okay, yeah, sure. Well, guys, I tell you what, I'm going to leave the first episode here. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think so far down below. And yeah, I'm probably going to continue on. Actually, I'm hooked. I love this game so much. It's such a simple premise even, that it's just, I can sit and play just hours straight. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Do let me know, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.